Hi everyone. So I'm going to demonstrate an analytical tool that I have built for our client Madhura Fashion and Lifestyle in August 2014. So basically this analytical tool is a combination of a dashboard and an inbuilt analytics platform. So before going in depth into the tool, I would like to explain you briefly the context on which this project was built. So Madhura Fashion Lifestyle has started a project called Mission Happiness, which aimed at sensing the consumer needs, making the brand more customer centric, and in turn have a great impact on the customer sales. Now how they plan to do it was that they had installed iPads in around 400 stores across 6 Madhura brands. So whenever customer used to make a purchase, the store manager would ask the customer to fill the feedback form that is inbuilt in the iPad. And how the Cartesian comes into play is that the Cartesian was required to analyze these feedbacks and take out insights, generate insights that would help the client make more informed business decisions. Now, as we were running through this project, like 1 month or 2 months down the lane, we found that there were some major concerns that we would face in future, or we were facing in present. One concern was that the analysis that we used to present to the brand had a 1 month lag, which made the analysis less useful. So because generally the analysis or the deck requires around 15 to 20 days to do, so the data that we used to take for the analysis was last month's data. Second was that the analysis was performed in Excel. Now Excel has its own data limitations. So in future we knew that this project is going to expand in a lot of more stores, and we would have huge data size which we could not manipulate in Excel. And the third was that every time we used to start the analysis for each of the presentations, we used to make some redundant data cuts, and we had to perform a lot of data cleaning steps that would take around 2 to 3 days just to do the basic things, and this took a lot of time. So we were thinking that how could we resolve all these problems. So just to solve these problems, I developed this tool called Mission Happiness Dashboard cum Analytics Platform. Now some of the features of this tool is that it provides real-time analytics with live feed of data. We don't have to use the data that is of last month. We could give presentations using the data that is just like yesterday's data. Second was the data inciting, or the data cuts that we use to build every time we start the analysis was automated to a large extent. We would spend more time in generating insights than generating data cuts. And the third major thing was that it saved around 50 or 60% of analysis time. So if you take 5 days to do an analysis, then now it takes around 2 to 3 days maximum. So now I'll briefly take you through the technical architecture of this project. So whenever the customer fills the feedback, it gets recorded into client server where it's maintained in form of tables. From here I have pulled the data into a SQL server that was installed only for this project. So all the data manipulations and all the data cleaning steps have been automated here. And also I made some customized views which are then pulled into the front-end Excel sheets in form of pivots. So the point to note here is that all the data is stored in SQL Server and only the views are pulled in Excel. So the Excels are not heavy and it's easy to manipulate. Now it's time for demo. Hi, so this is the dashboard that I was talking about. So this dashboard has 3 views. First is called the overall dashboard, second is called the product dashboard, and third is the self-analysis tab. So the overall dashboard helps us to track the key customer KPIs at a brand level and at a store level. Product dashboard helps us into deep diving in where the problem lies, in which product the problem lies, whether it's the men's category or the women's category, which is doing better, which is doing worse, and that kind of insights. And the self-analysis is for us to do more analysis apart from these data cuts. So basically it's an inbuilt analytical platform where we can use live feed data to analyze more apart from these data cuts. So starting with the overall dashboard, before starting with the dashboard, we need to understand a key metric which is being used here, that is HI. HI is also called as happiness index. So happiness index is the equivalent of NPS score, that is net promoters of a brand minus net detractors of a brand. So I'll be using this metric to explain the dashboard. So I'll explain in form of a case study. So the case study is that from November to December, the happiness index of Van Heusen has dropped. So we'll try to find out the reason, how this dashboard can help us into finding insights about this. So on top we see filters. We have filters of store location, where we can select any store we want to analyze, and all the data cuts will be refreshed only for that store. We can select a city we want to analyze, and in the month filter I have selected November and December. In the brand filter I have selected Van Heusen, and this is filter for purchased or non-purchased, whether a customer is a buyer or a non-buyer, and we have the year filter here. Also we have another very important filter, that is called the dates server filter. Here we have a day level filter, whether if you want to analyze only for 15 December to say 18 December, so we can select this time period and all the data cuts will get refreshed to only that time period. Okay, so let's start the case study. So we know that there has been a drop in the HI. When we see a store level view, we see that the HI drop is also seen in Commercial Street, in Garuda Mall and in Meenakshi Mall, and which suggests and in Koramangala also, which tells us that these are the store which are driving down the HI. So what can be the problem here? So now we see that there has been problem in 4 stores. Also, if we see at an overall level where the problem lies in terms of L1 drivers, then we see that the problem lies in variety and choices. So the detraction, now this is the chart for only detractors of a brand. So the detractors of a brand has increased in variety and choices. So it means that people are more dissatisfied with variety and choices. So now we know that this is the main area of concern. So now for each of the L1 drivers, there are L2 drivers. So L2 drivers for variety and choices would be the subcategories like designs and style, fresh collections, price range, whether we have range for all occasions or not. So let's go directly to the chart where we have L2 drivers of variety. Okay, so here we have L2 drivers of variety. Now this is a chart only for detractors. Now we see that the percentage detractors with size has increased. The percentage detractors with fresh collections has increased. So this clearly shows us that in December the problem was because people were not able to find their sizes and they think that the collection was not fresh. Now why this could happen is because it's in starting of an EOSS period where normally the problem with sizes occurs, and the fresh collection is also not there because the stocks have to be cleared. Now if we come here down, now for example this is a chart where we see the happiness index or the NPS scores for each of the L1 drivers. Now we see the customer happiness with variety and choices has gone down clearly. That is aligned to our story before. I'm not sure if the L2 drivers of variety and choices are visible. So here I see that the happiness index with size has gone down, with design and style, fresh collections has gone down. Again the same story. So till now what we can conclude is that because of there was a large problem of variety in December as compared to November, and this could happen because of because there's a starting of an EOSS period. Now if we see a store level view, we see the problem is also in Commercial Street. So I'll just select Commercial Street from here. Now all the pivots will get refreshed to show data only for Commercial Street. Now we see a chart for detractors of the brand, and we see that the percentage detractors in Commercial Street have increased for variety and choices as well as for staff service. Now there's another secondary problem that lies in Commercial Street. So the problem is with staff service. Now this is not a brand level problem, this is a store level problem which has to affect at store. So this dashboard enables us to find out store level problems also. Also there's a segment down here called demographics. So this segment has charts which helps us to see the consumer profile of Van Heusen or any brand that we select in the filters. Now for example, we see that in December a large percentage of young consumers are coming, less than 25. The percentage have increased. Now this can also lead us to a possible hypothesis that maybe during EOSS a lot of young consumers can come to shop as compared to old consumers. This can be true or not true. So this enables us to see data as well as to generate hypotheses. Now let's move on to the product dashboard. So now we have seen that the problem is with variety. So variety in what? Variety in men's wear, variety in women's wear. So I'll select both men's and women's wear here. Okay, so now the yellow bar is for women's wear. We see that the yellow bar has gone up. It means that the problem of variety is not with women's wear. The problem variety is probably with menswear, because the happiness index of menswear has gone down. So I'll just select menswear here. So again, this view has a lot of filters. You can make any permutation combination possible, for which the data cut you want to see. Now for menswear, we see here, now this chart for example shows us how many consumers were looking for which product category. I know this is very small, but I'll just read out for you. This is shirts full sleeves. Okay, so for shirts full sleeves, around 7,200 customers came looking for. Similarly for trousers, 3,000 customer came looking for. Now how many of these customers were not able to find the right product? For that we should see the chart below. So let's see. Now this is the category jeans. 28% of the people who are looking for jeans were not able to find the proper jeans what they wanted. Similarly for shirt half sleeves, and similarly for t-shirts. Now we know that these are the three main categories which are not doing good in consumers perception. So we'll try to see what is the problem with these three products. Now we see whether there's a variety problem or not. So we see that variety for all the three products is negative. So for sure the number of options that are kept in the stores for these three products are either very fast running, or either the stock was less. Maybe there was an invert problem. If we see worth the money, we see that the worth the money metric for t-shirts and worth the money metric for jeans is less. It means that people think that it's not value for money. Maybe the price is high, or either the quality is low. Now we see the quality. Now we see that the quality is not that bad. They are not negative, but quality for t-shirts is a little less. And if we see product features of each of the products, so we see that the shirt half sleeves is doing very poorly on product features. When I say product features, it generally means the fit of a shirt, or whether the shirt has a comfortable material or not. So overall we saw that the problem is with t-shirt, shirt half sleeves and jeans, and the problem lies in the area of worth the money and variety. And for shirt half sleeves, it is for product features. Now for example, I just want to see what is the problem with jeans. So these are the filters, these are product filters. You can select any one product. One means a yes. So all the charts above will get filtered only for jeans. Now these are the L2 drivers for jeans. Now I know that jeans has a very negative HI for sizes. It means the sizes in jeans were not available. It has a negative HI for discounts and promotion. It means that the discounts and promotion was not good on jeans, even in the USS period. So this is how we can take out secondary insights and find out what are the reasons why these product categories are not doing good. And for example, if you want to see whether jeans, people of a particular age group are not happy with jeans or not, so you can select the age groups. For example, I would select less than 25. So now you see that this December bar has gone up. It means that the less than 25 is not the problem area. Maybe some other category is the problem area. So this is how it enables us to do better in analytics. Now this third tab is the self-analysis tab, where any data cut which you could not analyze in the previous two tabs, you can pull that data cut here. So you have pivots which are connected to the SQL backend. Now SQL backend has live data that is updated till the last hour. So you can just pull that data, and you can see, for example, a cross brand view of how we performed in 2014 and how we performed on 2015 in Bangalore on the happiness index. Similarly, you can select just any brand. So here you can select or make any data cut you want, apart where you want to deep dive and do extra analysis. So these were the all in all, these are dashboard and the inbuilt analytical tool. So hope you find it useful. So basically it has helped us a lot in increasing efficiency. The time it took us like 5 days to do analytics, and making the deck, now it takes only 2 days. So I think this idea may be useful in other accounts also, and maybe we can replicate it in other for example, Pantaloons project which is coming up. So thank you for listening to me. Hope you find it useful.